Hey guys, so today was supposed to be an extra Wednesday episode where I just broke down and reviewed um, the final two episodes of Hawkeye and then a couple of movies since I haven't done that lately. That is not going to be the case today. Um, as you guys know, the world lost Bob Saget a couple of days ago, Sunday. Um, And so we're going to dedicate this episode to him. I want to talk about some thoughts um, about Bob Saget. You know, he was one of my, I'm not going to say heroes, but he was one person that I looked up to in the comedy world because I love comedy so much. And he was one of those that, you know, carved the way for me to love the art of comedy. Also, he was in one of my all-time favorite shows, Full House as Danny Tanner. And, you know, this was a rough celebrity death for me. Robin Williams was probably the second, because he was also someone that I looked up to in the comedy world, and also as a comedic actor, and me loving movies so much. So I didn't really know what to say on here, but I just grabbed my journal and I just jotted some stuff down about Bob Saget, and I'm gonna read some of that here, and then I'm gonna play a couple of my favorite clips from Bob Saget, and that's gonna be today's special episode. So to Bob, we love you. You are thought about as a grateful man in this world. So thanks for all the laughs. I really owe you a lot. So here is some of what I jotted down from my journal. That's titled To Bob. The world lost Bob Saget today, a great comedian and America's dad on Full House. My childhood, really. I can remember watching Full House and wanting my family to be the Tanner family. They were such a perfect family. We all wanted an Uncle Jesse, a Joey, and a Danny. It was probably a fact that no one has a Joey. Especially not a Joey, an Uncle Jesse, and a Danny. My favorite, though, was always Danny. Probably because he matched my personality to a T. He was a clean freak, he was kind, a workaholic, and an all-around great guy. He was also surprisingly funny but quiet. He was always the guy who had advice, great advice, to every situation that may rise. I can also remember finding out that Bob Saget was a comedian. And my love for comedians comes across from a young age, and Bob was one of those reasons that I fell in love for the art. I would make sure the TV was turned on mute before we turned it off for the night. I would then stay up until around 10 o'clock. I would sneak out of bed and into the living room to watch Bob Saget's HBO stand-up special, That Ain't Right. Hearing Danny Tanner say the F word was always hilarious to me. And then the greatest part of all, and my personal favorite, was when Bob would sing his dumb, goofy, funny comedy songs. I remember laughing and not really knowing what they were about, but thinking that I did. Special would go off at around 10:55. I would then sneak back to bed, but not before turning the TV back to either a Disney or Nickelodeon, so the TV would not be on HBO the next morning when someone would turn it on. This is honestly one of the hardest celebrity deaths to hit me personally. Knowing Bob will never read this, I just wanted to share my thoughts on the man. Thanks for the laughs, Bob. I owe you a whole heck of a lot. Rest in peace. I then ended the journal entry with a quote from Bob Saget. One of my favorite quotes, and Bob Saget was never serious. It says, "Soon I'm going to meet somebody around my own age, and she's going to be smart and beautiful. Then I'm going to date her daughter." It was, it's stuff like that that makes you love Bob Saget. And his book, Dirty Daddy, which I recently just reread, surprisingly, a couple of months ago, is hit with those stupid innuendos, and you're reading it and you're like, oh my god, I know what kind of book this is going to be. It's going to be a book that wants to be serious, but the writer can't be serious. And that's the type of book it is. So, Bob, I really appreciate the laughs that you gave me and my family and, you know, every fan around. My favorite episode of Full House is probably the episode where it's a later episode, and it's where DJ and Steve can't get any alone time, and so they sneak into the there's a cement truck there because Joey and Jesse are making the driveway bigger, and they're all in the kitchen, and Joey has the headphones on, and he's meditating, and Jesse and Danny are in the kitchen, and they see the cement trucks pile into the window, and it starts dropping cement. And every time Jesse would do something, Danny would go, "No, that's my fine china," or would say, "My grandmother gave me that. No." And then Jesse's saying, "Do you have any emotional attachment to this drawer?" "Well, I like it, but use it." And then you just see stupid Danny sweeping up the cement with the broom and puts it up, and he goes, "Well, this broom is not working." That's my favorite episode of Full House. It's funny, and it showed just how funny Danny Tanner was, because he was more the serious character. And I don't want to keep this too long, but what they tend to do with TV shows, they would have if it's like a sitcom, they would have this main character, and usually the main character is not meant to be funny. The main character is meant to be serious, and you're interested in his story besides what his goofy pals are up to. And that's kind of what they did with Bob Saget's Danny Tanner, and I think that was along the lines of, sure, he said some funny things here and there, but I think that episode with the cement truck coming through showed the comedy through Danny Tanner in a light-hearted and not perverted way, because he was a very dirty comic, like his book says, Dirty Daddy, because he was tired of being America's dad on Full House and and it makes sense. I wasn't saying he hated being, Danny Tanner from Full House, but he was known as Danny Tanner from Full House. I mean, they did it for 10 years, But he was mostly known for his comedy and just his, because I'm a big fan of dark comedy as well, and dark comedy is my go-to. I love just the stuff that's not supposed to be funny, but they really are. And I know that makes me sound like a horrible person, but Bob Saget, you will be missed. I'm going to end this episode here. It's not going to be long. I didn't plan on making this but about 15 minutes or so. I'm going to play some clips of my favorite Bob Saget moments, including some of the comedy, including some of the Full House. So without further ado, here is some of my favorite Bob Saget / Danny Tanner moments. Thanks for the laughs, Bob. Rest in peace.
I am at peace. Gliding, soaring, floating. Man, what a mess up there, Jess. Is there anything worse than ground leaves in a carpet? Yep. My kitchen! Joey, do something! I'll try to keep it from spreading. You can't get off the chute. On your shirt! Get a bowl! Get a bowl! Good. Oh, no! Here, I got a bowl. Oh, no, not that bowl. That's my fine china! No, but not that bowl. My mother gave me that! attachment to the drawer? No, I mean, I like it, but I'm going down! You know, this broom is not working. Turn off the truck! Turn off the truck? Why didn't I think of that? You know, it's weird when your adrenaline's running like this, you forget the most obvious thing that you could be doing. The truck, man. The truck. Turn off the truck. That's what I'll do. Oh. Joey!
Sniff the minty woodlands.
You know, a lot of people say that Danny Tanner was gay, the character. If you don't know, that was the character on Full House, that he was gay. And I say, I don't think so. All right, maybe, but I don't know. But I needed a mission statement that could be like a banner that I would wear proudly, you know? So this is my scarlet letter. This is a song called Danny Tanner Was Not Gay. And I needed a tune worthy of such a statement. So I went to the greatest composers of our time, the Backstreet Boys. They're fucking awesome. And they are back, and they are street, and they are boys, and they are men. And they rock my fucking world. And I got one of their cell numbers, and I won't say which one, but he's awesome. So here's a song, and it's called Danny Tanner Was Not Gay. It's opposite day. And here we go. And thank you again for being here. I really appreciate it. Best friends forever. We're here on a Friday or Tuesday, whatever the fucking day it is. This guitar's from eBay. I've heard some of you say, but Danny Tanner was not gay. Tell me why they lived in San Francisco. Tell me why they went through lots of Crisco. Tell me why I never slept with Dave Coulier. But Kimmy Gibbler got it this way. No, that ain't right. It was more like, I don't remember. I was all on Comtrex. After 8 years with them, in a house with 2 men, they were my second family. The last show shed a tear, then Stamos grabbed at my rear, and Uncle Jesse was inside of me. Sorry, he likes that lyric. He's fucked up. Sometimes the show wasn't that funny, but fuck you, made lots of money. Yeah, good values. But I gave half to my ex-wife anyway. Would have been cheaper if I had been gay. Tell me why some people called me faggot. Tell me why. Maybe because my last name's... Thank you. I changed it. It used to be homosexual, but I changed it. Tell me why I suck dick for coke, but that's not to say I seen him. But that doesn't mean Danny Tanner could be gay. Oh, Danny Tanner was not gay like Dave Coulier. This is a song. My dad played it for me on a tape one day, and I just thought it was amazing. And here it is. I didn't write it. It was this crazy tape, and I just loved it. It's an old English folk song, and I hope you like it. There was an old farmer who sat on a rock, stroking his whiskers and shaking his fist at his neighbors who sat on their ricks, teaching their children to play with their kite strings and marbles in the old days of yore. Along came a lady who looked like a decent young lady and walked like a duck. Said she discovered a new way to bring up the children, to sew and to knit. The boys in the stables were shoveling up contents of stables left after the hunt. The carman was feeling a nice piece of straw from the stables, cleaning the walls. In came the dairymaid to play with his dog in the dairy where she did belong. If you think this is dirty, well, you're fucking well wrong.